So with Project MATX going live tomorrow at the time of publishing of this video, I thought it was probably time to go through and just say what my revised opinion is coming into this launch, because it's a game I've been looking forward to for a very long time, and this is actually Mark 2 of this video I was going to make, because there was due to be one released on Saturday, and then all of the like influencery people got hold of their copies. Not mad about the fact I didn't get one, I don't know what you're talking about. And yeah, they've shined light on some things that were a little bit of a growing concern among the community. So yeah, let's get into it. So, the cat is out of the proverbial bag. Project MATX is available from tomorrow at the time of publishing of this video, the 25th. I'm not cancelling my pre-order. I guess that's probably what a lot of people want to hear. I mean, I never would anyway. Yeah, so what I thought would do is just sort of my revised expectations in terms of what I'm looking for from the game, I guess. So I was already trying to keep myself grounded with what to expect from the game. I was always in the mindset of it's not going to be anything iRacing competing level product. It's multi-platform with console. I generally assume that anything that is multi-platform with console is console first development, so it's going to be angled towards a slightly more pick up and play, a slightly more casual audience than the try-hard sweats that we get on PC racing, basically, myself included. So I was always trying to keep myself grounded in terms of what to expect with reality and fidelity and all this sort of thing. So obviously the main thing that people have voiced about is the PC instability, most notably sort of around things like frame drops and just general jankiness. I was always expecting there to be some form of jank, loosely generally performance related jank as well, because most launch titles have a combination of that. As this is the Lord of Our Saviour 2025, we're going to get some jank on launch, so that's not really anything I was too worried about or too surprised to see. From what I have been able to glean, it does seem to be PC related jank. I've not heard anything by way of the console issues in terms of frame rate, because let's face it, consoles are targeting 60 FPS anyway, so PCs that are dropping below sort of 50, 40 and 30 in some cases and hitching. It's a lot easier to build a more stable platform on a console because that is a defined product. It's only going to be a very small permutation of components based on when they're sort of revised and different generations of each gaming box, basically. So it's quite easy for developers to maximize those because you're within a very fixed set of parameters. Much different when it comes to PCs. You've got loads of different people running different versions of software because not everyone does all the Windows updates. You've also got different chipsets by way of the CPU, different manufacturers for the RAM, different GPU processors, both manufacturer and also within the subset of the chips themselves. You've got different board partners making 5070s, 5080s, 6700 XTs, all this sort of stuff, and every single one of those is going to work slightly differently with slightly different drivers and slightly different architecture. Although it's built around a fundamental like core architecture, they all have different clock speeds, different component tracing, different requirements when it comes to voltages. Like there are these little things that can skew it about a bit, and when you get to PC, the possibilities of random jank appearing grow exponentially because of that, basically. So I was always expecting some kind of performance jank, so that I'm not worried about. That's usually fixed within the first 1 to 3 weeks of launch. It sucks that we have to expect it, but this is 2025 gaming, it's just what happens. Now, in terms of content, I've heard from multiple people that when they get it working, the cars are fun to drive. I've been trying to pay attention to as many streams as possible for people who are putting out content in PMR right now. So, Call Sign, Gamer Muscle, that sort of stuff. And then also, as I say, trying to find some console creators. And most of them have said they're fun to drive. The force feedback is informative enough. Does apparently take a little bit of dialing in, and there is some weirdness going on with what controls what through that as well, so that might take a little bit of fine-tuning. The vehicles themselves, apparently the modern stuff like GT3s, GT4s feels a bit sort of wonky with their open driver program system. Hopefully that they might be able to get on top of that and listen to sort of feedback of when everyone gets their hands on it and try and refine that a bit more. Again, things like that can be refined in patches, so while launch probably not going to be great, we hopefully will improve. Apparently the older cars where you sort of enjoy a little bit more slip angle and they're a little bit more sort of bouncy and rolly and you can just sort of throw them about and have a bit more fun with them, they are a lot more fun to drive than sort of the modern stuff. So hopefully we've at least got that. The AI seems to have typical AI stuff. Lap 1 to 3, they seem to be quite slow, quite safe, but apparently the further you go into it, the more they become like real people, so you can actually have some fun with that, so that could be quite interesting. The single player seems interesting with the whole budget thing, but I don't think it's quite what I was hoping it was going to be, as extensive as that, but who knows. We'll try that when it goes live. We'll be live on the evening of the launch day, Tuesday, the 25th, and then I'll be streaming all day Wednesday 26th as well. So do please pop by the stream, and I'll let you know my thoughts as we're going through it, where I'm at in terms of the game. I still think between this and Rensport, the two sort of cross-play darlings of the moment, I think PMR has the more positive outlook right now. It does just generally have more content. It might have more jank in it, but the content base seems better. But who knows? It could be a development war at this point, and both of them fighting for to be the new crossplay place for people to go. So once both are working, could really make a heavy dent in whoever is still on Forza Motorsport and the GT7 crew. Pull a few people off of ACC console, and yeah, definitely helps in the wait for probably the main one people are waiting for on console, which is LMU, which is meant to be some point at the tail end next year. So yeah, all in all, I'm still looking forward to getting my hands on the game in a couple of days, or tomorrow, as I said, at the time where you're hearing this, and seeing for myself how it is. Really hope it's going to be enjoyable. Kind of preparing myself that it might not be, but we'll figure that as it goes. In terms of what I would recommend is just sort of going with an open mind. Don't be afraid to say stuff sucks, because it does, but please avoid just trying to do these glib one-liners of it looks like a PlayStation 1, because it just doesn't. Just stop. Just stop with the glib one-liners. Everyone's got a little zinger they want to say about the game, and generally it's just you're pushing an envelope to the extreme, and it's just like, well, I mean, if any form of common sense applied to this shines a light on it being a complete farce. So yeah, going with open mind. Hopefully we get something fun out of it. Hopefully we get something playable. When we get something stable, as I've said, that's pretty much all I wanted. It was from a stable platform with reliable physics and predictable cars. That's pretty much all I wanted from it. So fingers crossed. If we haven't got that at launch, it shouldn't be too far off. But yeah, this has just been like pre-release of sense check, I guess, of PMR. And yeah, hopefully see you guys on track when it launches tomorrow. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.